Welcome everybody to today's reading. We have 3 piles for you to choose from. Today's topic of the reading is going to be what it is that I guess Spirit is wanting you to take from these readings. So we have group 1 with the seashell, group 2 with the Polychrome Jasper, and group 3 with the tree bracelet. So you can take a moment to choose whichever pile you feel the most drawn to and use the timestamps in the description box to jump ahead to whichever pile, and we'll get started with group 1. Okay, welcome group 1. If you chose the seashell, then this will be your reading today on what it is that Spirit wants you to take from these videos or these picker cards, these random messages on YouTube. What is it supposed to do for you? How is it supposed to help you? All of that sort of stuff. So it does look like there is an element for this group of healing some sort of hurt or betrayal, and to kind of overcome, I don't know, for some of you there seems to be a long-standing sadness or a sadness. So some of you may still be in terms of processing some sort of hurt, and so it's that healing journey, overcoming whatever that was. And it can be also, I think Spirit also wants you to step into seeing things from a higher point of view, like a higher state of consciousness, to develop a higher learning, a higher understanding of your situation at hand, the things that have happened in your life, what it is that you struggle with, and how you perceive things and how you take them in and learn from them, and how you internalize and externalize the things that have happened. It's all about your perception. Yeah, and it's all from different points of view. I feel like they want you to kind of start out at the bottom and work your way up. At this point in time, it particularly seems that these messages are meant to help ascend you into that higher learning, higher states of consciousness. But in the past, I think they had you start at a lower point. It was kind of like foundational building blocks that they wanted you to understand you were in more of a learner mode. And I think we're forever learning, and you will be continuing to learn when you are in these states of a higher understanding. But it will be a higher learning, learning from a different position, learning from a different vantage point, learning from a different understanding. You'll know more than what you did 4 years ago. That will assist you in how you intake the information, how you filter it, how you perceive it, what you think about yourself because of what happened and does happen, and how you internalize the world around you, and how you then carry yourself in connection to others and traditions and beliefs. I did want to say there's something here about exploring personal beliefs, but there is something here about sticking to the things that we know to be true, even if it looks very conventional. And there is something here about learning from this higher standpoint, learning what it is like to have a certain amount of influence, how to navigate that, or how to govern a certain level of influence. And it may not be a lot. But I feel like there is a number of people in your life that you influence. And there will come a time where this will be a part of your conscious awareness that this is something that you are supposed to be developing, leaning into and learning. And yeah, some of you will, depending on your timeline, how far you get with it and things that life brings your way and your free will, whether you take yourself off the timeline or not, if you stick to this, if you're able to heal yourself and overcome it and learn life from these higher states of consciousness, you will get to a point or a position where you have the ability to impart information or teach people. Some of you may be there, some of you may be to teach, and so it's like they just want you to see what you do, especially if you've already been doing some sort of teaching or, you know, passing on information from a different point of view. And there's something about being the person in the middle where you will like kind of bridge the gap between the higher states of consciousness and just the very base level of understanding as a human. It's like you will have the ability to bring very big concepts down to like an edible or I don't know, like people will be able to understand these big ideas because you are able to communicate them in such a way, quite simply, that is very clear and straightforward. I do feel like there's like a big energy here. So for some of you, it may be learning how to work with such a big energy and to protect yourselves. And to protect a big energy and to protect other people. It's learning like a healthy defense. Kind of foundational protection that everybody needs in their life. And a good balance between being able to protect ourselves to reduce the amount of hurt that we experience in our lives, but to also embrace being soft, kind, loving, and open to new experiences. I'm just hearing the word palpable, so it's kind of like these messages are meant to help you in making, you know, what it is that you communicate more palpable to others. I think for some of you in this group, you will really get good at refining the messages that you pass on. Yeah. Okay, group 1, that's everything that I have for you today on what it is that these messages or spirit is wanting you to take from them. Like how they're supposed to help. Yeah, what it is that you would get out of them. Okay, hopefully this is helpful to you all in some way, and I'll see you all in another reading. Thanks, group 1. Bye. Welcome group 2. If you chose the Polychrome Jasper, then this will be your reading today on what Spirit wants you to take from these messages or how they are supposed to help you. And the first thing that I see, it seems to be like a general message of Spirit is using these messages or these readings to illuminate you to a lot of things in life that I feel like you have been trying to look at from different points of view and you hadn't quite gotten there. So it's like Spirit's trying to illuminate you to what the last piece of the puzzle is, and they're trying to give you the key. Yeah, trying to give you a key to fit it all together somehow. So I think that the first thing that they're doing is they're trying to bring in some type of like attraction or novelty or inspiration or a focal point of view. It's like an attention drawing thing. They're trying to grab your interest with whatever this is in a lively way with a lot of energy behind it. So maybe not particularly my readings, but these types of readings in general. They want to grab your interest. They want to spark that fire within you and light up the fire so that you can perceive a new reality or a new beginning in your life or in the world that you currently live in that you could not have possibly perceived possible for yourself prior to this. And that there is potential for you to go the distance and be successful and overcome any struggles in your wake, and that it is something that is actually a viable option because of the potential to be successful. And I'm just getting coming into union, and it's hard to say at this point because it could be different things for different people, or it could be both. There is at least a coming into union with yourself. For others of you, you will come into union with a partner, or some of you, the very small group, I was almost seeing like a hierophant where it was like, some sort of religious or spiritual standpoint where it's like you may come into union for the lack of like a better expression, like being married to your work or your spirituality or your cause. And then you know what your purpose in life is and what your goal is so that you can go after it. So for some of you, it's really like a clarifying process, like taking away those self-limiting beliefs of how the world operates and what is possible and achievable, so it can open your mind up to the universe in a truly spiritual way. If not, at least for very clear insight. And there's still an element here of being more open in the mind and more mindful than previously thought to be, and teaching you that success is a possibility. I am also getting something here about freedom of expression. And I'll quickly touch on it just because it's coming up, but it's not part of the main reading. For some of you, it could be a little bit to do along your pathway with learning a bit more about your inner child, or connecting with your inner child, or expressing the needs of your inner child in a way that you were not able to before. And for others of you, it could just be that connection to your inner child that kind of brings about this new type of expression that you have not experienced before. Okay. I think there might be one more thing I'm supposed to mention. One of these. Revelation. For some of you, these messages are meant to teach you that you can do it on your own, and that you are your own source of fulfillment, and you don't actually need anyone. You don't need external validation. You don't need others pouring into, for some of you, it's like you are the good thing, or you are the healing thing, or like the life that you have lived so far has not necessarily been conducive to a healthy life or mind or emotional body or aspects in life. And so I think you'll find along this path, when you connect with this part of yourself, and the deeper that you kind of look into some of the things that have happened in your life, that you will essentially be filling your own cup. I just want to see if there's anything else on this card. Yeah. I am getting something about like an oasis awaits you. So this could be like a spiritual oasis, metaphorically, in terms of like what awaits you on the other side, or even if it's like in this life, like having an experience on the other side of the veil. For those of you that understand that, you'll know what I mean. I'm just hearing like lifting the veil. So yeah, there's probably not much more that I can really say to that other than kind of rehashing things that I've already mentioned so far, but that it is all possible for you. And yeah. Okay, so that's what these messages are here to do. That's how they're here to help, and that's what they're wanting you to take away from them in some way. Hopefully this is helpful to you all in group 2. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in another reading. Thanks. Okay. Welcome group 3. If you chose a tree bracelet, then this will be your reading today on how these messages are supposed to be helpful to you, or what it is that Spirit wants you to take away from these readings. And the first thing first, it looks like I'm getting a couple different messages here, so just take what resonates and leave anything that doesn't. So the first things first is that Spirit wants to give you some sort of like foundational stability, peace, the ability to hone a skill, or to go after thing, or create these things for yourself. So it's like, for some of you, Spirit wants to gift you these things. For others of you, they want to gift you the ability to achieve it yourself. There is Spirit wants you to develop a strong discernment and boundaries, and communicating in a way that is as close as you can get to the utmost truth of any situation for everyone involved. And being a protector of, I don't know, like, I want to say being a protector of like a transcendent nature. So you could be here to almost, it's like you experience some type of transformation. For some of you, it could be like a spirituality. Some of you are almost here to be that clear communicator, so that you can, in a sense, protect a type of spiritual belief or spirituality. Whereas others of you, it's like you are here to kind of set the record straight from a transcended point of view. Now, it does also look like they want you to develop confidence. I was hearing backbone. So everyone will be at different points on the timeline here of where you're at with this. But even if it's not developing this confidence or backbone, you may already have it. It's like they want to get you fired up. It's like some of these messages or readings that you may be coming to and what Spirit wants you to take away from it. They want you to get fired up in a way that you're going to go after something, that you're going to, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, because now I'm starting to get like an energy competing priorities and energies in terms of masculine and feminine energy, where it's like they want you to get fired up about things and be really passionate about them and really drive them home and know what you want, see it, and kind of go after it, and have the ability to teach people like how to fight for a cause and a belief and things like that. But they also, there's something here where it's like doing it in such a way that it is more feminine, and maybe you are more creative in how you do it. Maybe you kind of emanate like a type of warmth where you do really draw people in, and you're relying more on that than a masculine doing and forcing type of energy, if that makes sense at all. And it doesn't matter if you are like what your gender is, it's irrelevant. It's the energies that we're talking about. Some of you, so not for some of you, like the same part of the same message of what Spirit wants you to take away from this is not only do they want to light your world up, but they want to show you how you light other people's world up. They want to set you in motion so that you can do the same and pass, I don't know, it's almost like a leading by example or a role model, or like it's, I don't think you would necessarily be aware of it. Some of you may, they may bring it to your awareness, but it's like they just want you operating in the world in this way so that others can see you. They can see what it is that you are, and they can begin to understand it for themselves so that they can potentially follow in your footsteps. Okay, some of you, not some of you, this, I don't know why I keep getting this. It seems to be a very like fluent message for once instead of different messages for different people, but they're also wanting you to learn how to give from a balanced place. And so for some of you, this will look like making sure that you're not giving from a point of expectation, or you're not giving to the point of your own detriment, that you are making sure that things are reciprocal in nature, or that you are able to find a point in which vulnerable people are not taken advantage of, but also to be able to get yourself in a position where people cannot kind of take advantage of you through like your survival needs and things like that. And again, it's like that role model, leading example type of energy. And it's like there is an art here to being balanced and fair. And I think it's like one of those things that's going to start from the inside and shine outward. Yeah. And the last thing that we have here is that Spirit wants you to understand something about competition and conflict and fighting. It's kind of like if you're going to fight and you've got that nature or that affinity to kind of, you can't help yourself but get drawn into it. It's like, make sure that you're fighting for like a good cause or something you really believe in. Like, it's like making the most of that fire and that energy and that passion and the drive and everything that you put behind it. It's like doing it for the right reasons, but really capitalizing on it, because the world does need this in aspect, but they don't need it in a way of just asserting dominance. They need it in a way of like fighting for a good cause for humanity or something like that, if that makes sense. I do want to see if I can get more from it though, because I'm not sure if I have got it all. Some of you, there is like a competitive nature here that they want you to kind of like keep it in check, or like reel it in a little bit or something like that. And I am hearing not to exploit others, but to not let others exploit you. So like that balance, right, between making sure we are taken care of, but not necessarily knocking others down to be able to achieve that. Yeah. I'm not really sure that I've kind of hit this nail on the head. I feel like I think we're just going to leave that and get another card and see if we can clarify it or get to the point of the message. Okay, so we have Sagittarius and Taurus. Yeah, I definitely see like a balance between self and other. But there's also that living in alignment with whatever that higher belief or purpose is. And then kind of bridging the gap between the two. I don't know. I feel like there's something here I'm missing. Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe I've covered it. There could be like a fiery nature here or not being willing to budge. And I don't necessarily see you becoming like, it's not about becoming more flexible, but it's like they still want you to remain firm in your stance and whatnot, but it's like learning to be fluid. It's like learning the art of the dance or something like that, as opposed to, you don't want to necessarily just bend at people's will, and you don't necessarily just want to like, I don't know if it's really in your nature to do that anyway. I'm not sure. Some of you, there is like a something here about like a reclaiming of sovereign territory. So maybe one of the things that you have had to overcome is like you've had to kind of fight to get yourself to where you have. And so it's like just keeping that in check, because it's like you've done what you've needed to, and now we're going to focus that energy in a really meaningful way with a lot of purpose. So, and then something else. Oh, man, this is a bit of a tricky one. This is a bit bizarre, but I actually feel for some of you, it's like you're meant to really look after your physical body. So there, and I mean in terms of health. And so, and it literally could just be through like nourishment, through like eating good foods and kind of like being that example. I kind of, you know, it kind of makes me think of like how people become like clean eating vloggers and things like that. So I wonder for some of you if that's something that like, maybe not for everyone, but yeah. Others of you, it's like building a home that is of sovereignty. It's like your own safe space and being able to protect it. I feel like that's the heart of it, really. So it's kind of like what they want to take from, what they want you to take from these types of readings. I feel like they're really trying to give you like stability, peace, and the building blocks for a better future, or at least give you the skills to be able to achieve that for yourself. So, yeah, keeping yourself in check, remaining like disciplined, but you're not really here to back down. You're just here to kind of like maintain that balance with like being fair and just and everything. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if this group is here to be a leader of some kind. Maybe not everyone, but that it has the potential for it. Okay. Already hit on being protective, so looking after vulnerable people as well. And the thing, yeah. Anything else? No. Okay. That's everything that I have for you today, Group 3. This was a quick one. Hopefully this is helpful or insightful to you in some way, where it is of service. So hopefully it can kind of shed some insight into some of the messages that do come through for you at times. Okay, take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in another reading.